this week's project video. So this thing, you can kind of make it out by the amount of weeds and refuse around it, but this saw has been sitting here for 4 or 5 years. I was given this saw. It was probably last used between, probably 15 years ago. It's a Forano made in Plessisville, Quebec, with a 52-inch blade on it right now. It's a left-handed mill. The benefit with that is you can connect the main shaft right to a PTO and run it off of a tractor. So this one was run off of I think a David Brown at one point and a 2130 John Deere, which is probably what it will end up running on here until I can get something big to run that nice lovely flat belt pulley. So today I'm just going around oiling it again. I've got this drum freed up. The babbitt's pretty worn out on this side bearing, so definitely see a babbitt job coming up, no big deal. The friction pulleys are gonzo. These pieces are at least nice to get a reference of the original size. It looks like they used plywood and linoleum to replace that once before. That's the friction driver off the main shaft. That little pulley was probably for a sawdust system of some sort. Probably use a good old chain, paddle chain on that. I believe this is a standard Simmons tooth and shank setup, but they haven't been out in a while, so that's going to be a bit of a job to get those out. You can see what's left of the other friction pulley. Everything's here. It was definitely a mill that saw a lot of use. You can see this support has already been built up quite a bit with weld. There's a mix of different supports from different eras. Like I said, the majority of this mill was made by Forano, and there are also some parts from McEwitt and McRae made in Lachute, Quebec. This is the end of the carriage. It's a big carriage. It's 6x6 and well, 3.5 feet maybe. You can see the wear on the shaft right here from the cable running against it, the bogie shaft. It's the type of dogs are the pole and the two-sided. Here, I'll show you. Here's one style. So you have the handles on either side and these little adjustable dog inserts. And here's another style. It's kind of a big forging or all-in-one casting. So those are nice. And then you have those adjustable back blocks there. There's probably 4 of them along the mill. It does need some work with the feedworks mechanism, setworks, whatever you want to call it there. Something broke, and normally these mills with the handle, you can flip them to reverse the carriage feed, but something's goofed up with this one. So anyway, nothing that can't be fixed. There's a rack that you can see sticking up here, and I know it wasn't in use, but that's what's left of the automatic return for the carriage when you're going back on the when you're ready for another log. So you'd have a little pinion on there and a wheel on the bottom, and the pedal would press against a friction board, and that wheel would run the carriage back ready for the next log. Also, this unit here, this is the McEwitt and McRae part. You might be able to make out the name right there, Lachute. That's the board banded, at least that's what the previous owner called it. Kind of a neat name. It lets you adjust this roller. There's a dial on the top, and you can run this roller against the log, so you can get a bunch of consistent thickness boards off, 1 inch, 2 inch, whatever you want. So big day today with this guy, because I finally amassed enough ash, dead ash. There's lots of ash boring beetle around here killing lots of our good ash trees, and they're beautiful straight wood, so that's what I'm going to use. And a portable sawmiller, Sawyer, has come in today, and I'll go over and show you that. That cracked one we're just going to use for rails. Nice clean 6x6s will stay around for the carriage. The result of the day. We have two shorter 4x12s. There's one really long 4x12. That's all the dimensions of the husk. There's also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 6x6s. This one has a split in the end and one's a bit buggy. Those ones will both be rails. And the two that have really clean ends and they're really nice and straight, they're both cut to 16 foot exactly, and those will be the carriage rail. There's also a 3.5 by 9, really weird measurements on this mill. That's where the dogs will be held. That's the plank that kind of advances when you pull the log forward across the top of the carriage. So all in all, great day. Really happy, been waiting years to do this. Finally get some good progress going on the mill. See you next time.